It's the 24th of March. I'm Jerusha Sukhthio-Rath and you're watching News 24 Live. Here are today's headlines. The presidency has confirmed that Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa will continue to meet with business leaders to address Eskom's problems. It's part of Ramaphosa's ongoing meetings with key stakeholders to discuss Eskom. Ramaphosa is expected to provide feedback on interventions at Eskom to the National Economic Development and Labour Council social partners soon. Now, government is calling the talks the war room on Eskom. It will continue holding meetings and welcome suggestions from all sectors for Eskom. The presidency said that Ramaphosa has appointed a 6-member panel of experts to advise him on Eskom and to develop proposals. Convicted rapist Bob Hewitt was granted 10,000 Rand bail by the North Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, sitting in Palm Ridge yesterday. Now, the former Grand Slam tennis champion is expected back in court on April 17th for sentencing. He was found guilty of raping 2 of his former students and sexually assaulting a 3rd woman in the 80s and 90s. The women were in their early teens when the incidents happened. In his judgment, Judge Bert Bam said that Hewitt manipulated the girls to get them under his spell. Hewitt's bail conditions required him to hand over his passport and restrict his movement between the Eastern Cape, where he lived, Pretoria for court proceedings, and Johannesburg, where his daughter lives. And finally, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has apologized to Israel's Arab citizens for remarks he made during last week's parliamentary election that offended members of the community. Netanyahu drew accusations of racism in Israel and a rebuke from the White House when he warned that Arab citizens were voting in droves. The apology appears to be a move to heal rifts and mute criticism after his controversial comments. Now, Netanyahu, whose Likud party won re-election in the vote, met with members of the Arab community at the Prime Minister's residence in Jerusalem on Monday and apologized. Netanyahu was quoted as saying, "I view myself as the Prime Minister of each and every citizen of Israel without any prejudice based on religion, ethnicity, or gender." More on these stories on News 24 Live, but we know at the moment that South Africa is playing in the Cricket World Cup semi-final against New Zealand. I'm joined in studio by News 24 Live's Nick Pawson. He's going to talk to us a little bit more about what's happening. Nick, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Jerusha. Pleasure.
Now, it's not quite the way we wanted things to go, is it?
No, well, we made a good start until there was a rain interruption.
Right.
And in previous World Cups, when rain's been involved and the Duckworth-Lewis method has to come into play, it has worked against us.
So what does the Duckworth-Lewis system mean for us right now?
Well, it means, fortunately, the guys came back. So, just to go back, South Africa won the toss. AB de Villiers chose for the guys to bat first. A couple of early wickets, Hashim Amla, Quinton de Kock going sort of cheaply. Then Faf du Plessis kind of steadied the ship. Riley Rousseau put on a few runs, but then he played a stupid shot. He went out for 39. AB de Villiers, once again, just cool, calm, collected, came in and just sort of, him and Faf du Plessis actually were old school mates, so the two of them are very used to playing together. And South Africa was flying, and then the rain came, and so then they had to reduce the overs to 43. So South Africa went back, concerns that they wouldn't be able to continue that momentum, but they managed to, and they hit another 60, 70 runs off those 5 overs. Faf du Plessis went out for 82, but then David Miller came in and smashed a quick fire 49 off 18 balls.
Amazing.
So that was really helpful. So the guys made 281 for 5 because of the Duckworth-Lewis method. I still don't, all the years I've been watching cricket, still don't quite understand how it works, but that's been revised to 298. So New Zealand have to chase down to 98 in 43 overs.
Which works out to be something like 7 runs an over. It's steep.
Pretty much, yeah. So, and they've got 2 very dangerous batsmen in Brendan McCullum and Martin Guptill, the openers. But we've got obviously a very dangerous bowling attack. There's a bit of worry about Vernon Philander coming back into the side. Some feel that he's not quite ready yet, match fit.
Hamstring?
He's been out with an injury, and we probably should have stuck with Carl Abbott. So, the ball's probably going to move around a little bit because of the sort of the wetness around and the moisture in the air. And maybe our spinners like Imran Tahir, JP Durban might actually be the guys that will really do stuff for us. So, we'll wait and see. So shortened overs, and all to play for. So fingers crossed.
Without jinxing anything, are you feeling optimistic?
I am. I mean, I was very encouraged by the fact that, like, after the rain delay, which was almost 2 hours, the guys still managed to come back and just maintain that momentum that they sort of, you know, were cut short on. Because often that can, you know, to go off the field for a couple of hours and still stay positive and still go out there and just go hell to leather. It was very encouraging. So hopefully that will transfer to the bowling and fielding as well.
I don't think any South Africans doing any work this morning. We've all got one eye on the television.
Probably not. I mean, the newsroom, as you can hear, is very noisy and distracting. But come on, I mean, World Cup happens once every 4 years. It's the first time we've got through to a semi-final or quarter-final. So, I mean, I think it should be a public holiday personally. But
wouldn't that be great? That's News 24 Live's Nick Pawson. Nick wants to know your predictions for the outcome of this match. Let us know in the comment section below. And for all the latest Cricket World Cup and news headlines, you can visit news24.com/live.